Hold on. I didn't put my music up. We really need it today because I am a little late. I'm a little late. Not because I wasn't. Ooh, I need to turn that down. Not because I wasn't ready to stream. Well, I was because my dinner was late. My dinner was finally finishing up around 8. I would have only have been like maybe like 15-20 minutes late. However, my neighbors are having a fight of a century upstairs. Thankfully, they're not screaming at each other anymore. So I figured, hey, hopefully you shouldn't be able to hear them. We should get the streams to. I can hear them though. Yeesh. They're having a real bad fight. Hold on, let me see. I'm gonna stop talking and see if you can hear them. I was picking up on the mic. It's bad, y'all. Oof, geez, they are having a fight. I had the most awkward moment of my life. Hold on, I need to grab my hair tie. Yeesh. I didn't want to not stream because of them, but they were fairly quiet for like an hour or so. So I was like, okay, maybe we'll try to stream. But they recently just kicked it back up. Let me tell you what, I am probably going to keep this short and quiet today. Because I do not want to set them off again. Oh god. I had the most awkward moment of my life. I was like walking. Oh, ah. No, go back. Go back. I was walking out to my car because I needed to run to the store to grab some stuff. I needed to grab some stuff, and man alive, were they already at it? And they were outside too. It was bad, 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 bad. They were outside. We have like a shared parking lot. Oh my god, please. Oh my god, please, Twitch, Twitch, Twitch. Oh my god. Nothing would work. Twitch app is real bun sometimes. There we go. Alright, there we go. Oh. Let me tell you what, they were having a fight. I don't know what it was over. She was saying stuff like, they have like a daughter that's a little over 1. He was holding her in like little like carrier. And she was saying stuff like, you took my daughter from me. It's like, no, I didn't. You walked out. Meanwhile, he really is just holding her. And she's like at the other end of the parking lot, like screaming at him while they're outside. I'm like, ugh. I had to very awkwardly like walk to my car, which was right next to theirs. It was still running and the door was open. Like silently opened my door without hitting them and just get in. Like, I gotta go to the store. I gotta get large plastic bags and 2 lemons. That's literally it. And gas. I needed gas too. Oh my god. So I went and do that. Then I get back and I see him. They live in the apartment above me. There's like stairs that walk up to their door, both in the front and the back. So I like get back and I see him walk out of the stairs, and it looks like he's maybe like trying to talk to me. I have my earbuds in though, so I can't hear. So I like take my earbuds out, look at him, but he's like looking around like this, like he's waiting for something. I don't know if he was just like getting out of the house or whatnot for a little bit. because they were fighting so much or whatnot. But I don't know. But that was at like 6:30. It's now almost 9. It's been about 3 hours they've been at it. It's bad. I don't know what's going on. I think it might be like, I think it might be a bunch of things, because they seem like they've been doing good for a while. I don't really want to air dirty laundry, but right after they had their daughter last year, and they're both extremely tired, they had some like real like knockdown, drag out fights. But I thought that was mostly just like, you have a new kid, you're getting barely any sleep, emotions and hormones are running high, things are gonna get weird. Like I mentioned that to my parents once, and I said like, yeah, they had a lot of bad fights right around when the daughter was first born, and my mom just heard that and said, yeah, especially since they were the firstborn. So I figured that's what it was. But they were doing great for a while. We've had sex a couple times, because the ceilings are paper thin. But actually, no, I've only really heard them do once. That was awkward. I was like, because their bedroom is right above mine, so I just had to leave. But I was like, well, I'm not dealing with that. We're just gonna go. I don't want to hear you two. But better than the guy who used to live there. My neighbors before these guys, oh, they were a billion times worse. But every once in a while, he would have a lady friend over, and it would be late at night, and I'd be like, what's that buzzing sound upstairs? I just hear this, and then it would get like, then the sound would like move, and I could hear it going back and forth, like, I'm like, what's going on? And then I would hear it like sit down on the floor, like, it took me forever to figure out what it was. He was making sure his lady friend was taken care of. They were quiet otherwise. You could hear that bit. Well, they were quiet until his daughter moved in with her kids, and they screamed at each other. They had fights every weekend. Her and her kids, they would scream horrible things at each other. I had to call the cops once because I was like, I called the non-emergency line, because there is a non-emergency line for cops. That's what you do if ever you're like, well, I don't like this, but it's not an emergency. I don't feel like this is a 911 thing, but it's still like, I don't know what to do in this situation. Something still feels wrong. It had like gotten that bad. Like they had been screaming at each other for days, and I was like, one of these kids is gonna get hurt. Like, I was always, this sucks, but I had to listen. Whenever I was stuck at home, I would listen and make sure like I didn't hear any like slapping sounds or like sounds of a struggle or like somebody actually like getting hurt. So I was like, we gotta call the cops then. Because other than that, it's like, listen, you don't want to go around getting messed up and that kind of stuff. It stinks, but parents being a little shitty. There's a difference between parents being a little shitty and parents being absolute shit. You know what I mean? Like, she clearly was not cut out to be a mom, but at the same time, she wasn't like abusing her kids. So it's like, I was caught in this really weird gray area where it's like, this isn't great, but at the same time, like, there's nothing really I can do about it. So yeah. Upstairs does not feel like that though. They fight way less. There's a time there where they seemed to be doing great. They had this song that they would sing to each other about how much they love each other. It's like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. I love you and you love me, blah, blah, blah. But I haven't heard them doing that in a while. I don't know what happened. I can hear, but I can't hear everything. So it's just like, I can hear when people are being loud. I don't know. I didn't really want to talk about this, but it is what it is. I can still hear them. Luckily, you can't. Thank goodness for noise gates. Yay! Yay. Yay, 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 yay. Do not really in the mood to draw after this. Have to deal with it. Ugh. Let's see. I don't know. It's one of those things where I've never been in a relationship that's lasted long enough to have this level of argument. And I would really, after hearing it from other people, I would really like to avoid that one day in my relationships. I know it's probably not possible. I know my parents have had bad fights. Every's parents have had bad fights. We all heard them while we were growing up. So, heck, even after I was grown, the time I was living with my parents again, my parents had some fights then. My parents very rarely fight. Let's see. My parents fight a lot less now that they've really worked on their finances and got those in order. So, I think that's one thing I want to do here for a bit, is just really focus on my finances and get those in order. That seems like something that would be a good idea. Yep. I just gotta cut out all sorts of extraneous stuff. If I can get back on track where I'm not like in the red, especially at the beginning of every month, and I think I'm in a good spot to do that, because right now, for the first time ever, I have almost $280 in my savings account when I'm getting paid tomorrow. Usually it like dips down to like almost nothing, or like just underneath. But I actually have money, and I actually have $100 in my savings account when I'm getting paid. So that's good for the end of the month, because that's where I have most of my bills coming out. But that first paycheck of the month is the one that has rent on it. But that's the one that always gets me. That's the one I'm fighting back on. So if we can get it figured out where I just have to stop paying overdraft fees, I'll be good, because I'm already spending underneath. I'm already spending less than what I make. I'm spending less and less and less. So, and I'm cutting out a bunch of extraneous stuff. That's the other stuff I need to cut out. Like, I'm paying for Epidemic Sound right now. I need to just not do that, because that's like $27 a month. I can cut that out. And then there's something called WaniKani that I don't use, but I keep telling myself I'm going to, but I don't use it. That's $9. I can cut that out. And then there's my $6 subscription. I think it's a $5 subscription, membership actually, to Amanogata Sheena's channel. And the one for Vettel too. I keep forgetting about that. I need to stop that one. Yeah, but I just need to cut back on all this extraneous stuff. Anything that I'm not using, just those little bits have helped. I used to think that like it's not much. It only comes out to like 50-some bucks a month. But ever since I like really went in and just went through with a fine-tooth comb and like cut all that out and cut a bunch of like extraneous stuff that I was doing out, and like really watching when I eat out and stuff like that, my finances started getting better. Like, it's slow, but it's there. I would like to get to a place where I'm actually saving some money each month. That would be nice. That would be very nice. Just because I need to put that money towards... Listen up my tags. Listen, love them or hate them, I really hope President Trump said, I don't know if he said anything about like the checks. I heard at one point it was like a $5,000 check. I've heard like $2,000 checks. I don't frankly care what $1,000 checks is. I don't, but if he actually does end up giving us that money, then I can renew my tags, do all sorts of stuff. Because right now I need to get like real ID on my driver's license. I need to do a ton of stuff, but all that, it requires me renewing my tags on my car first, which is going to require me to pay my property taxes first. So yeah, a lot of stuff. Actually, I might be able to, depending how much I get back from taxes, I might be able to do a little bit of that. We'll see. Actually, I need to do that. I need to do my taxes. Anyways, I don't know. There's been some serious stuff going on with my stream. There's been some serious stuff going on around me, so and we're in kind of a serious mood today. A not so serious mood. I made some lemon, garlic, rosemary, roast chicken thighs for dinner. They were okay. Definitely not enough. Let's see. All I really did was just kind of cover them and then place out some chicken thighs in like a baking pan, then cover them in a bunch of, made a concoction of rosemary, freshly grated garlic, lemon zest, salt and pepper, and olive oil, and just cover them in that. I really should have marinated them because the chicken came out fine. Actually, it was a little overcooked, but the chicken came out fine, but they don't have a ton of flavor. I really should have marinated them. They would be much more flavorful and juicy. But anyways, I'm super lazy when it comes to cooking. I'm so lazy. It's a miracle I get anything cooked at all. I need to expand my horizon and get some stuff that I can just like, I just know what I can make, because that's the number one thing. I don't really have a whole lot of stuff that's like quick that I can do. Although these roasted chicken thighs were pretty good. They definitely needed some sort of vegetable with them. I'll say that. I should have gotten a zucchini and like roasted that as well. Actually, that probably would have been pretty decent roasted alongside them. And I just also just made some rice and put them over that. I just seasoned the rice with a little bit of some butter, some salt and pepper, and a little bit of Italian seasoning. The rice needed a lot more seasoning. So. It was decent, but a little flavorless. It's one of those, it'll do the job kind of meals, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And I gotta clean up after this. I gotta do my taxes when I can still pay the fee, because it's cheaper that way. Which means I probably should do them tomorrow. Do that tomorrow. Do taxes on stream. Show you guys how much I make in a year. It's not much. Man. And I'm probably not up for a promotion anytime soon. Maybe at the end of this year. Maybe. If I'm like perfect from here on out and there's like no issues. But if not, I don't think so. Also, the dumb thing about working in an office environment is that they want to see you do like all this extra stuff. Like, what is it? We had a meeting for the entire office building, and because, well, for everybody in my like office, but because my department is tech support and we help people from everywhere, from all the different branches across the country, then we always have to have some people staffed so that we have someone to answer the phones. We have to have someone to answer the phone just in case people are calling in. Mind you, we do have staff that works in different district and like over like Minneapolis and whatnot. But man, I was just like, what's the point of going to this meeting? They're just gonna send everything out in an email afterwards. So I had a meeting with one of my managers beforehand, and she was like, oh hey, do you want to go to this meeting? I was like, no, I just sent out everything everything that was in the meeting out in email afterwards. I'd honestly rather just spend the time taking calls. And she's a person who I've been talking to about like what needs to be done for me to like be eligible for a promotion. And she was like, well, that's a good opportunity to like network and meet people from other departments and whatnot. And I could tell that she was like, and she's one of the people that makes a decision of whether or not someone gets a promotion. And I could tell that she was trying very hard to be like, that's exactly the kind of thing you need to be doing if you want to get to a promotion. Going to these meetings, networking with people. Why? Why? It is like a once a quarter meeting where we go there, we're going to sit with people from our own department, and then we're going to be quiet for a while and bored, and then we're just going to go back. Also, for what purpose does networking with other departments help for me getting a promotion within my own department? What purpose does it serve? Genuinely. It's like I'm now starting to realize what it's like holding an office job where you have to play a game where you're just trying to be as nice and as well liked by as many people as you can, and that's how you get promotions. Doesn't matter if you're actually good at your job. It's about how well liked you are. Of course, I've been kind of sucking. I've been late a bunch and got mad in the office and whatnot, so I'm already the problem child, unfortunately, so, and I have to be a non-problem for a long time. But I just find it so stupid that, like, so genuinely stupid that you have to do extracurriculars when you're in the office. Like, I understand that when you're in school, you need to be like more well-rounded, so that they can see that you're like a go-getter for like scholarships and things like that. I understand that when you're in school. I do not understand it in an office environment. Just flat out do not understand it. It makes no sense whatsoever, unless you were trying to like move to a different department or whatnot, or like do something a little bit different. Trying to like I work in like call-in tech support IT, like tech support IT. I work in like call-in tech support. Like, why do I need to network with people from another department? What benefit does that have? Anyways. And I'm just slowly coming to the realization of just what it's actually going to take for me to get a promotion. I really need it though, because I really need the money. But it just feels like it feels so fake and stupid. Like, you're doing all this stuff not because you really care, but because you're just trying to get ahead. And that feels kind of, honestly, it feels wrong. But at the same time, I really need to get ahead. So you gotta play the game, I guess. Sounds like he's kind of miss being a teacher, because it was just pure time. You're there, and you would get bumps and pay raises based off of like levels of education. So if you had like a master's, it was like an extra like 5K a year. If you had a doctorate, it was an extra 10K. And then after that, it was just how long you've been there. Super easy to understand. And it was all based off of, and it made sense. It made sense why you were getting pay increases and all that. Everything made sense. It doesn't really in an office environment. I'm getting paid better than I ever did as a teacher, and I have a lot less stress. But at the same time, if I want to move up in the world, it's a whole much more bullshit. But I guess I better get used to it. Hey, Pencillian? Because, let me tell you what, these guys are never going to pay my bills. Well, if they do, it's going to be a long time. And I'm also going to have to. Because here's the thing. Even if for some miracle and blow up on Twitch or any sort of a streaming platform, and I start making the same amount doing this that than I made at my job, it's still not financially feasible for me to leave. Because if I leave my job, there's a bunch of things that I would have to do. I have to figure out my own retirement and all of that, and start setting money aside for that, which is probably something that I need to be doing anyways. But I just don't have the money to do that right now. And B, I'd have to figure out my own health insurance. And like personal private health insurance is so much more expensive than packages you're getting through your work. Like sometimes twice, 3, 4 times as expensive. So I'm making about 56K a year right now. So even if I was making by some miracle 56K a year streaming, I think I did the math, and I think it was like, I did the math once. This was a while ago. It was like a couple years ago. And I think I put in like, I think with like, just on Twitch and just off of subs, getting the like 50% split, I think I did the math and it was like 100 subs a week minimum in order to live. So let's see. So you make sure my math is right. So 100 subs a week, you get about 250 from each sub. So 250 100, that's 250, $2.50 times 100 is 250 bucks a week. Actually, I'm way under. No. It wasn't 100 subs a week. It was, I remember now, it was 400 subs a week. I remember now. Because it was 250 times 400. I'm just gonna do the math. No, I can do that in my head. 2 times 4 is super free. Hey, 10K, it's been a while. Hello! Hi, how are you? You caught me on a weird day. I've been ranting about my upstairs neighbors fighting and office politics. Well, not office politics, but the politics that you have to engage in the office in order to get a promotion. I don't know if you ever dealt with that, but I very recently figured out the exact extent of what I'm gonna have to do, and I'm not too plussed, if I'm gonna say. But I've been working on. You haven't been here in a while. Have you seen? Hold on. Let me launch this. I might have talked to you about this. Yep, corporate America, man. Yep. All the networking you have to do in order so your boss realizes, like, oh, hey, you're actually, I guess you know a lot of people. That must mean you're good at a job. Okay. But at least here I can have some fun. Let's see. I don't know if I ever showed you just, but I'm trying to do a thing where I turn furniture and other objects into little characters for my stream. I finished one. His name is Pencillian. Say hello. I have another one that I've finished and got so he actually like moves and looks like he talks. His name is Jeremy. Hello. let's see. I've got this. I finished him a while ago, as you can see, because Pencillian looks way better drawn. But let's see. Well, there's two things. It's really like 5 pictures. So let me show you what I mean. So it's, let's see. It's the body, the eyes, and the mouth. So there's one picture. Ooh, hold on. And the line art. And the line art. All right. There's one picture that's just the body. One picture that is just the mouth, and one picture that is just the eyes. And you put them all together, and let's see. Whenever it's voice activated, so whenever you talk, it moves and it looks like it's opening his mouth, but really it's just swapping in between, like, oh hey. It's just swapping in between. It's really just swapping the eyes and the mouth photos back and forth quickly, or mouth pictures quickly. It's giving it the look like, oh hey, yeah, I'm talking, yeah. So yesterday we cut everything out. Yeah, I have a PNG. Oh yeah, cool. I'm trying to make. I use FEBRUARAY. There's something called PNGtuber Plus. I might need to shop around because I think I can only have one open with this. And my goal is like sort of something on the lines of like Pee-wee's Playhouse, or like Blue's Clues, where there's just like one random real guy and just a bunch of like animated like puppets, or or like all the furniture was alive for no reason. I kind of want to do that for my streams. I want to have, that's the kind of vibe I want to go for with my streams. However, I want to be super nonplussed about it and be really annoyed that my stupid furniture came to life. So I want to find something or some way where I can have like all of them up at the same time, and I can swatch the characters, but I swap back and forth between characters like pretty quickly. I might have to set something up in OBS, like just do something custom, because I think it's possible with like I think it's possible with what is it? It's not Streamlabs. It's what is that called? Gosh, I work with this a bunch. Streamerbot, that's what it's called. Where you can set up stuff like, hey, you can set up like voice commands and whatnot to be like, hey, when you hear the voice, switch back and forth between this. So I'm thinking I need to set up like an actual like slideshow in Twitch that is 2 pictures, just a base one that's mouth open and base one that's mouth closed. So I'm thinking I need to set up like something that's a voice command where like, hey, when the voice talks, it switches to the other voice, it switches to the other photo, plays like a little bounce animation, and then goes back, just like PNGtuber kind of handles on its own. But I might have to reinvent the wheel a little bit so I can have multiples on stream. Unless VideoTube can do that. Is anything that would make my idea a little bit easier. But first things first, we gotta figure out how I want the eyes to look when they're closed. Hold on, let me turn some stuff back on, because I need to see how it looks on the body. Un segundo. Mouth, line art, body. There we go. I need to see how this all looks together. Okay. What layer is this on? Okay, it's on the line art for just the eyes. Okay. Can you hear my neighbors fighting upstairs? Hoo boy, it's bad. Ooh boy, it's bad. They are a young couple with a young daughter, and I just heard the guy yell, I don't care. If you loved our daughter, you would stay. He said something after, you would stay something, something, something. I don't know what he said after that. Oh boy. Just trying to stream to distract myself, because my ceiling is paper thin, and I can hear everything that goes on. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out what I want the eyes to be like with the mouth open. So he's supposed to be kind of like, yes, kind of character. Maybe not quite that, but he's supposed to be a little crazy. Not a little crazy. He's supposed to be crazy, period. Yes. So I'm trying to go for this face with his mouth open. So eyes wide up at the top. Eyelids up to about halfway on the bottom. But let's see. So I have a little sketch I did off the side over here to kind of just play around with it a bit. Because his base is very wide-eyed already, like. So let's try a few things here. I might want to... Actually, here's what I'm gonna do. We're just gonna... I have one layer, that's the full art. Why won't it let me? Let's see, can I do this? Yes, okay. I want to mess around with this a bit, but not... Let's see, which one's just copy? It's copy and paste. Which one's just copy? I'm just going to Control C. Alright. And then I'm going to create a new one. I'm going to use the same size I'm using right here. 720 by 720. And then we're going to paste him over here, and then, oh god. Or, well, no, I just wanted to, hold on. Actually, I want to do this a little bit differently. Can I just paste it? Oh wait, hold on. Actually, what I want to do is, I want to do something different. I want to do something different. I want to import an image because I took a picture of. Wait, no. Okay, actually, I remember how I did this in the past. I remember how I did this in the past. I'm going to save this as just a PNG. And then I'm going to import that over here so that I can just mess around with it a bunch without messing up the original drawing. And I just have something to goof around with. Here we go. There we go. All right. All one layer. Doesn't matter. You're just going to be messing around with him. First things first. Why can't I... What's going on? Why can't I like erase or draw or anything? What is this? Convert layer to what? Make image to layer. Rasterize this layer for me. Thank you. Okay, there we go. That's what I need to do. Alright. Actually, that looks weird. We don't need to worry about that. We're just messing with the eyes. Alright, so what if we just got rid of the eyelids totally up top. And then brought up the eyelids down here. How's that gonna look? Actually, hold on. I need... No, not that yellow. I need this yellow. Okay. How's this gonna look? Let's figure out a look we're like, and then we can actually implement that on the real drawing. Okay. Let's see. That's kind of hard to tell without his mouth being open. I'm going to be honest. I also don't know what his open mouth is going to look like. I'm being real. I think I definitely don't want to... We can see teeth in his normal smile, so... We still need to see teeth, but... I think what we're going to do for that is... We're just going to... Bring down the bottom jaw, obviously. Bring up the teeth. Also, you know what VeggieTales is? There's something about this character that's extremely VeggieTales coded to me. I forgot about this last stream. I think about the two differently sized eyes just really threw it back. Or brought me back, not threw it back. That's not the right... Alright. Actually, it's great. Yeah. That's what I was thinking I wanted to do. I just wanted to see what it actually looked like first. Before we actually committed. Let's see. Now, hold on a second. Do we want to show any of the upper eyelids at all? Like, what if I just, like... do a little bit of that. To show that they're still there. But just almost completely gone. Yeah, there we go. I believe that's... it's about the same size they were before. I think they got to be even smaller, honestly. So... I need to, like... actually change some of the dimension. Okay, so... there we go. Ooh, that made him look a lot more manic. I like that. I like that. There we go. Yeah, I was thinking this was going to be way more harder as he messing around with it a bunch, but I immediately like that so much. Okay, well, I like that a lot for the open mouth. I don't think I really want to change that, but I do want to try some stuff with the eyes. See what I like most. Because what if I went for like a, yeah, like a kind of like a squinty eye thing? I'm hitting the wrong button. There we go. Yay! What if I made him squint a bit? Got the eyelids down, you know? How does that look? I also want to play around with maybe having one open and one closed. Oh no, that just looks like bedroom eyes. No, 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 no. Okay. We'll come up here. What if I leave the small one open and like close the big one? No, that just looks weird. Looks like he's hurt his eye. If I just close the big one, not quite that much, but just a bit. Still just looks like he hurt his eye. I did this all on the wrong layer. I did this all on... I should have done this on a layer above. Would have made my life so much easier. Oh my god. Because then I can actually erase stuff. Okay. Now we're actually above a layer. Okay, let's put in the eyes back like we did before. Okay, so what if I really want to play around with the eyes, like eyelids being different a bit. That was the original concept for this character, and I liked it. But I've kind of gotten away from it. Yeah, it just looks like he has a hurt eye, honestly. Maybe if I do it for the small eye. And like tone it back just a bit. I gotta make the mouth open again. Let's see here. Well, that's not half bad. That's not half bad at all. How do I make the close in the eye look more manic and not just like tired? Okay, I think it's in the top. I think it's in the top one. Like I need to raise the bottom eyelid more and cut back on the top one. There we go. That's what I'm looking for right there. Okay, hold on. Let's add a little bit of the top back. Nah, it needs to be almost gone. Okay, so... Okay, and then what if we got rid of even more of the bottom eyelid over here? There we go. Much more manic. Yes! Yes! Asymmetrical eyes. Alright, what if we did that? What if we swapped? What if we switched? Which one was open and which one was closed? Now, there's something about it being, it needs to be the small eye, because if you make the big one, he just looks like he's like hurt his eye or something. It might be a little bit too much. You might want to scale it back just a bit. If we do it too much, because I want him to look like he's crazy. Oh, okay. Scaling it back just a bit did help. Okay. I'm thinking I'm liking this. Let's see. Do I like it more than both? Though, that's the thing. I really want to play around with it, but do I like it more than both eyes being the same? I do like it more than both eyes being the same. It's also something that's just going to pop up for like a couple seconds, like, I don't like that. I kind of like that one. Hello, Callaway. Hello. Hi. My stream got started a little late today. My neighbors have been fighting for 4. And I can hear them. Let's see. So what do you think? I'm playing around with a bit with the eyes on... I suppose I actually didn't need to move this over here. I just needed to make another layer on top. I didn't need to make another. I didn't need to make another image. How are you? I'm good. I'm good. Trying to distract myself from having to listen to my neighbors go at it. It's a bad fight. Let me tell you what. I walked outside. I had to go get go get large plastic bags and 2 lemons for dinner. So I like walked outside at like 6:30 to go to my car. I also need to get gas. And go to the store that's just down the street, and man alive, were they... And the fight started outside, and I had to very awkwardly like over to my car, which was parked right next to theirs, and their car was on and the door was open, and I had to like surreptitiously open my door without hitting theirs, like get in and drive away to the middle of their argument. Oh boy. It's a bad fight though. Let's see. They used to fight a bunch. That was like, I feel really sick. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's see. Is it cold or flu stuff? I think I asked you that yesterday, but I don't remember what you said. You can't hear my neighbors right because they're loud and I can hear them. They're pretty muffled. Oh, okay. They're pretty muffled, but they're also... Okay. Alright. Let's see. What do you think of this expression? One eyelid kind of partway closed. The eyelids open even more than they were before. So... The other eyelids open just a touch more than they were before. And... there we go. That actually helped a lot. And the mouth open like that. What do you think? Why did I make another? Why did I say this as a PNG? Imported to another canvas just so I could do this, when I literally could have came over here and I could have made more. Not there. I could have gone up here and made one more. No, not there. No. I could have made one more layer on top of everything and done the exact same thing. I won't be staying long. Oh, that's all right. It is kind of late. Yeah, it's already 10. No. You probably need to get to sleep anyway. It's got to get better. Let's see. I've only been going for an hour. I haven't been drawing much though. I've been talking about the awkwardness of my neighbors and then ranting about work. Oh man. I tell you what, there was a part of me after taking 4 days after having a 4-day weekend, was like, what if I use myself down today? I was half tempted because I got barely any sleep last night because I woke up with a terrible cramp in my leg. I don't think I was drinking enough water yesterday. I usually drink about maybe 3 or more of these in a day. I think I only drank like 1 or 2. And if ever I'm like dehydrated, I get leg cramps. So I've been making sure to drink a little bit more today and stretch my leg, as well as stand up too. Oh, oh boy. All right, but let's actually. All right. So I do like this look. I think I'm gonna do the mouth first because that's the one I'm the most confident in that I like. So I'm gonna come down here. Oh, I haven't opened up this folder. That's why. You can't hear my neighbors, can you? Please tell me you can't. It is a fight. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I know he is mad. And he is saying, you did this, I didn't do this, you did this. It just escalated again. Oh my god, it's bad. It's so bad. It's so bad. Oh my goodness gracious. I actually delayed stream for a bit because I was... Sheesh, it's actually bad. Oh, I need to stop listening. Ooh, it's not like violent bad, it's just like they're screaming at each other. Bad. Thank goodness for noise gates. Ooh boy. He's throwing around words like abandon. I'm wondering if she didn't like... I'm wondering if she didn't like cheat or something. Because they had... I don't know if I should be airing their dirty laundry, because I've heard a lot of stuff, but they had some fights before, and they've had some fights before, and I think I'm just going to leave it at that, because frankly, this is none of my business. Did they just move into the room above me? I heard a voice. No, not a voice. I heard a door. I've been hearing voices all night. It's my neighbors. Oh, I thought they were moving into the room above me. That would have actually been really bad. I would have genuinely ended stream if they did that. Because there's no way I'm subjecting you guys to this. Ooh, blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's leave. Here we go. Here's what we're gonna do. We're going to duplicate layer. All right, so now I have a mouth copy. I'm gonna name this mouth open. It's getting so bad. All right, wait. Oh, wait. Oh, because I have this. Okay, cool. All right. Now I have regular mouth and what will eventually be the mouth open. Yay! All right, let's... Okay, that's the coloring. That's some shading. We're almost not going to need that layer. We're going to start off with this one. This is just a line art for this. works. Okay. All right. Actually, let's just do this. Actually, why don't we do this in the color? Oh no, it's gonna be a lot easier to see in black to start off with. All right. Similar to like I did over here, we just need to bring it down. Okay. Wait, no. I'm doing this on the layer. That's crazy. What am I doing? I need to add... That's crazy. I need to do this a layer above or else I'm going to drive myself insane. Hold up. What was I doing? That was actually a crazy thing I was doing. I'm glad I caught that. Oh my god. Wait, what color am I using? Why am I not drawing? What's happening? Who did this? What? That shouldn't... The only thing above this is the eyes. Oh, I'm on the eraser, that's why. Like, what's going on? Why am I not drawing? It's the eraser. Okay, so... Actually, hold on a second. There's something here that's going to make my life easier. Let's get our little old symmetry ruler going here. There we go. Now let's move back over here. There we go. Hold on, it's a little... There we go. There we go. Okay. These sides. That. And then it's gonna be the lips. Let's see. Let's erase this ruler. Hold on a second. I don't know if this is a good sign or a bad sign. No. I need to stop airing my neighbors for dirty laundry. I really do. Really do. Okay. Actually, I need that ruler back. Can we undo that delete, please? Okay, there we go. Okay. All right, there we go. All right. Now they are in the room above me. Their daughter's room is right above my streaming room, and she just woke up crying. She's like a little over 1. Okay, here we go. All right. Now, most of the recipes we're just gonna end up completely doing away with. Like I'm just gonna need to do. Just need to come back down here and just fully erase this. Oh, come on. You just checked on your daughter. Please stop fighting for like 2 seconds to make sure she's okay. Oh my god. Luckily they didn't stay in the room above me. That would have been really awkward. Actually would have ended the stream if they did that. Okay. Okay. And then I come down here, put in another layer. Wait, hold on. Yes, okay, I do want to put another layer there. All right. Oh, I'm glad I'm doing something else besides listening to this. Ugh. Although it's hard not to because it keeps happening above me. Goodness gracious. I just hope they stop fighting before I have to go to sleep. Oh my god. No guarantee though at this rate. Goodness gracious. Okay. What is that? What layer is that on? Why am I coloring like this? Who did this to me? Who hurt me? Alright, what layer are these little bits on? That's gotta be on this layer, right? Yes, they are. Okay, let's get rid of these real quick. Boop. Okay. There we go. And then can I just add that back? Yeah, look at that. All right, then we just need to do a little bit of touch up around the edges. Just oh, I really shouldn't. Oh wait, no, I didn't. Yeah, I kept it its own line art layer. I was so smart. Oh my god. I had a moment of pure, unadulterated genius. Okay, then it's going to be this color. Am I erasing? I am erasing, okay. I was like, wait a second, how did that? There we go. All right, got that back in. Let's see, come down here, erase this black, that save containment over here. Perfect. All right, there we go. Ooh, I think we need to make these lines a little bit thicker because it's hard to see his lips. We're gonna do that. We're gonna thicken these up a bit. I need to turn that off. Okay. All right, and then there we go. Yay! Look at that, mouth open, easy peasy lemon done. Okay. And then I think one thing we need to do is teeth look a little goofy right here. We need to come back down here. We need to erase. I have the eraser, right? I'm on the right layer, right? Yes, I am. Okay. Oh, wait, no. Because that's actually up here. I need to erase a bit here. A bit here. Right now. What layer is this on? It just looks goofy right here. I think it's just because, hold on. It's because it's actually just not filled in. Hold on. There we go. Okay. There we go. Yay! Mouth open. Perfect. I just gotta mess with the eyes a little bit. And these eyes open even wider. This one like half closed. And we're gonna be done with the pictures of Pencillian. I need to get rid of this little... That's so scary. Oh my god. Whoa. I kind of like it though. Why did I put this on? I put it up here. Okay, I need to erase this. That's not an eraser. There we go. Okay. Now it's time for the eyes. Oh, eyebrows too. Although, did I really change those? I did change ba, 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 ba. Okay, I did change the eyebrows a bit for ba, ba, ba. Did I change them for Jeremy? I genuinely don't remember. Ba, 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 ba. I think maybe I did a little bit, but it's hard to tell. I'm just trying to get it to move. So let's see. You're gonna see a little bit of behind the curtains here. I'm gonna turn the sensitivity down quite a bit. I absolutely did change the eyelids. I made them go up. Eyebrows, I made them go up a bit. Okay. Gotta change that, because your eyebrows talk. Eyebrows change when you open your mouth wider. So if the eyebrows don't change, then that's gonna look goofy. Okay, gotta remember that. Okay, what's it gonna be really annoying is getting that blending in right there. Not looking forward to that, but whatever. Let's focus on just the eyes themselves first. So what is the actual like line art? Okay, let's start here. Let's see. Actually, what I need to do is same thing I did for here. Same thing I did with them. I need to duplicate layer. Let's see. I can't see. Eyes. Open. Actually, eyes. Open. Yay. Okay. Don't give things weird names. You'll regret it later and you'll have no idea what's going on. Okay. Alright, so eyes, hold on. We want to get rid of that one. So we have that. Then we have this one. Let's start with messing with the line art a bit. Am I still on the eraser? Yeah. Okay, so what I landed on was the big eye, even more open than it was before. So, erase these lines. And then a small eye, the top part, even more open. And then the bottom lid, coming up to like just under the pupil. Stop being precious for this and just turn the darn canvas so I can get a better line. Oh god, it's still terrible. Still awful. Still so bad. I've never been able to draw curves. I've noticed this a bunch, that especially when I'm waiting for things to load, I'll like make circles with the mouse. And one thing I notice is that I'm trying to make a circle, but I'll keep making them like this. I'll keep cutting off this upper left side. So I've been trying to like, even while I'm like impatient with something, waiting for something to load at work, I'm trying to like make sure I'm hitting like that upper left side and actually giving it a good. Why am I not drawing? What happened? Okay, there we go. Making sure I'm giving it a good circle, because my circles stink, my curves too. where's the actual, like... Actually, I want to go down here. I want to make a completely different layer. And then pupils, cornea, eyelids. Yes, okay, we want to do that. Oh wait, hold on. I need to get rid of this down here. I'm on the wrong layer. I do need to get rid of this. Okay, and then we come back up to this layer. And we want to use this color. Oh, I'm still on the eraser. So what's going on? The fun part is going to be reshading these. Actually, I need to use this base color. Because we got some fun shading work to do after this. I keep hitting that like brush button to like make it bigger. Like surely hitting this pen 30 times will make it grow in size. It actually does make sense on a weird. Of course, not really. The more you hit something, usually the smaller it gets. Just ask mountains. Alright, what are these bits that need to be erased? Those are probably stuff on... Those are probably stuff on this layer. Hold up a minute, because there's really no other layer that they can be on. Okay, there we go. There we go. Righto. What a license for that. Alright, and then we hit this. We're gonna hit that. We're going to remember to use this. What about this gray? This needs to come back right there. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Alright. And then we need this color. Keep hitting the wrong thing again. Nope. I need to come down to this layer. There we go, and do a little blendy do. Man, I love the blend tool so much. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm doing this all wrong. I'm doing this all wrong. I need to make this a clipping layer. No. There we go. Okay. Yes, I need to make this a clipping layer or else it's going to look weird. Nah. I gotta start over. Oh, had the wrong brush. Okay, that's why. Ooh, wrong color too. This one. Alright. Now I don't have to worry about random colors spilling in that I don't need. Okay, where are these colors now? What layer are those on? It seems to be there. Did I just not fill in that? I did not fill in that area on the layer below. Okay, that's why. Sometimes it's not because you left something on top. Sometimes it's because you didn't leave something on the bottom. That stuff doesn't show up. Okay. All right, there we go. And we do a little blendy do, and this time around the edges it won't. Pick up the color from off the canvas. Because there's no color from off the canvas to pick up. Yay! Alright, that's the most egregious eyelid out of the way. Now we got to go back down here, and we're going to use, let's see, I don't think we completely got rid of the eyelids. No, au contraire. We just mostly got rid of them. Okay, so I actually need to come back up here. We need to grab this color, grab this brush, make it smaller. Turn off block pixels. Because I forgot I still had that on. And just the tiniest bit of eyelid back up at the top. Just the tiniest bit. Okay, and then we need to, this is this layer. Okay, I might be really lazy here. I might be really lazy here. Color this back in. Okay. All right. Oh, I did get rid of some of the line art there, I just realized. Okay. And then I need to make, I need to come back up to this layer, and I'm going to grab this yellow again, and we're going to paint in these bits. It's like one little pixel right there that's going to drive me crazy. All right, paint back in these bits. Time is at 10:13. We're doing fine on time. We're doing great. Then we're going to make one more layer, flip it below, and then grab this color. I use blending that, it's going to barely be seen, but I'll know it's there. Alright, and then make this a little lower. Blend it just a bit. There we go. Oh, look at him. Look at my beautiful chud son. Look at him. Okay, I need to fix up some stuff on this layer now with some of the eye colors. Ooh, hold on. Let's do that. Let's pick the right tool. There we go. Okay. Get rid of that. back a bit. There we go. Same thing right over here. Perfect. Okay. It still looks a little goofy, like right here. Need that. Oops, no, that's not what I want. I wanted this. There we go. Okay, perfect. And then. Okay, and then we need to, because I accidentally got rid of some of the line art right here. We need to add that back. Line art right here needs to get added back. I think my upstairs neighbors have stopped fighting, which is great. There we go. Look at that. All right. Eyes are done. Now we need to do eyebrows. I really just need to move them up. Just a tiny bit. But noticeably. Okay, that's just the eyebrow paint. Okay, so it's going to have to... Okay, so we're just going to hide that layer. And then the actual eyebrows themselves are on this layer. The fun bit is that I'm going to have to recolor in everything underneath where the eyebrows were. That's the part I'm not looking forward to. Shading all of that to look normal. Okay. So we're just going to grab both of these. That's what she said. Move them up just a scoosh. All right. And then back down here. Where's the eyebrows? It's right there. Okay. I use the same color as the graphite for that. I'm going to add another layer above. And I'm going to grab this color. Come up. Color in. BEA beautiful. All right, now we just need to fix these bits. The stuff on the side is going to be easy. Let's see. I actually might go back down to the body layers if those are actually on and fix them there. That's probably going to be the easiest. All right, it's going to be, yeah. That layer is going to be the toughest. This one's going to be pretty easy because I just have to do a little bit of color correction. Grab that. Grab the right brush. There you go. Bob's your uncle. And Kevin's your uncle. Why is there a little bit there? That's annoying. Where is that left over from? That's on this layer. Okay. Let's get rid of that. A little bit over here too. Also, whenever I stand to stream, I also get... I tend to get cramps after that as well. It's because I just am not standing as much as I used. Okay, what layer is that on? Is that on the yellow layer? It's like a yellow speck right there. Yeah, it is on this layer. Okay. You see that? Oh, now you can. Okay, perfect. All right, and now... Oh my god, why is it perfect over here but not over here? Like I literally don't see where... I must have accidentally covered in that one spot. I was doing this before. This is going to be a pain to fix. This is going to be such a pain to fix. What layer is this even on? It's on this layer. Okay. Perfect. Beautiful. Incredible. Amazing. I love it. Okay. Might be... It honestly, genuinely might be easiest. Just grab the color next to it. And then like do this. Like just go like line by line, pixel by pixel. Is there something else that's like up on top of it too? It looks like I'm making some changes, but not much. Is there like something that's on top of this? Hold on. Yeah, I think there's something that's on top of that. Hold on. Or is it was just never, hold on. Or it's just never, it was never colored in. Sometimes it's what's underneath. Sometimes it's what's underneath. There we go. There we go. There we go. There's the open mouth expression. Now. Oh my god. Hold on. Okay, so we'll leave the body the same. We'll go a little bit of a poop. Because that doesn't change. The liner doesn't change. Okay. Then we're gonna close up these. Okay, so then we have regular, mouth open. Regular, mouth open. Yay! Oh, it's done! Okay, no. Alright, now we need to take some pictures. We need to hide everything. Okay, ooh, and we also need to hide the paper too. Oh my god. I forgot he was originally turned like 45 degrees. Then I spent forever working on his freaking eyes. Man. Okay, so now we need to save as PNG. Pencillian tuber. Eyes open. Save. Okay. And now we do the same thing with the mouth. Okay. File. Save as. PNG. Pencillian tuber. Mouth open. Save. Perfect. We now have all 5 of the pictures. Okay. Let me see if I can remember how to do this in PNGtuber. Let me see if I can remember. No, it was, okay, it's this. We need to add new sprite. Where would you save? I need to go to. Where is this saved? Because I have a whole folder. Oh man, now I'm forgetting how I did this. Ah, shoot, dangy dang. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna have to spend some time to refigure out how I did this. I have to play around with it a little bit. So, I'm gonna have to do that off stream. I think we're gonna call it here. A, because it's done. B, I have to go to the bathroom really bad. And C, it's getting late. And I don't want to, like, wake up my neighbor's baby again. Okay, tomorrow we're gonna do the same thing with Doorathia. However, I got the process down a little bit quicker. So, if I don't have to cook tomorrow because I made extra food today and saved it. So, I should be able to get started on time, finish her up, and then I got like Thursday, Friday, and Saturday to just goof around and figure out what I want to do with these guys and try to see if I can figure out how to incorporate into my streams a little bit. So yay, I'm excited about that. Anyways, oh, I just realized I've got it so bad. I was so locked in. All right, anyways, it's been fun. It's been real. It's been real fun, but it has not been a fun reel. It hasn't even really been too fun because neighbors upstairs. Anyways, hopefully things should be quieter tomorrow. Hopefully. Anyways, you guys have a good one, and I will see you later. Peace.